So, last night I was partying with my friend Ryan. It was his birthday. And after we left the Rainbow, I have absolutely no recollection of what happened. All I know is that I brought this football home. So, where I found this football, why I have this football, whose football this actually is, remains a fucking mystery to me.
Well, whatever.
Hello and welcome to a fresh edition of I Hate Sundays. This time actually starting on a Sunday. It's the last one of 2019, and since it's the holiday season, there's not that much going on really. So we're going to do what we always do in the last Sunday of the year, is just talk about the best movies and the worst movies of 2019. Now let's start this one out. Let's start with the good ones. I know you guys pay more close attention to the bad ones, so I need to hold your attention a little longer. Honorable mentions would also definitely be It Chapter 2, which was a really alright sequel, and Brightburn, which was a totally interesting take on superheroes crossing over with the horror genre, which is actually sort of the closest I would go when it comes to superhero movies. That's how annoying I find them. I really did enjoy Good Boys. It was despite its trashiness, it was very warm-hearted and a generally just fun movie. Then I would like to go on with Crawl, which I think Alexandre Aya made a really good comeback with those freaking gators running around. I really had fun with that one. Glass from M. Night Shyamalan. It got a lot of hate from a lot of people. I personally enjoyed it very much. I thought it was a good conclusion to the trilogy, and definitely with some flaws, but it is not as shitty as most people made it out to be. I also really enjoyed the Child's Play remake. As somebody who never really was that into old school Chucky, I really appreciated this high-tech version of Chucky that this remake provided. It was like a new, kind of a much more interesting take for somebody who wasn't as much into the original franchise, and I would really welcome a bunch of sequels to that because I found that one was really fun. Let's go on with Stuber. I enjoyed Stuber very much. I think it kind of went a little bit under the radar. I think it had some really fun performances, and it was just your regular, nice little feel-good comedy this year. Kind of like, for me, a bit better than Good Boys, even, I would say. It gets a little tighter when we move up on the list. I really appreciated Climax by Gaspar Noé. It was really dark and effective, and also like very simply shot, and such an effective movie compared for the tight budget and the small surroundings it took place in. And it was sort of like left you very disturbed generally. Ready or Not might have just been the best slasher of the year, like maybe even the best film from the horror genre generally. It was a very creative take you don't really usually see these days. And Samara Weaving also gave like maybe the performance of the year in the horror genre when it comes to Ready or Not. Jojo Rabbit was also one of the most interesting and different and most creative takes on the Second World War, especially with Hitler being an imaginary friend of this little kid. That really made the movie shine. And I also have to mention that I did not see The Lighthouse, The Irishman, or Knives Out yet. So, like, if you're expecting them on the list, they have yet to be seen, and I have no plans of seeing Joker, just like I don't have plans for seeing anything superhero related in general. But My favorite movie of the year was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That might just even be my favorite movie of all time. I think it is. The more I think about it, the more it seems it is. I've rewatched it a second time and a third time. It just keeps getting better each time I see it. It's the perfect telling of life general in this town, and it really felt my heart with joy, especially while I wasn't home back in the time when I saw it. And it's kind of a movie you can really always put on, and you're not doing anything wrong by putting it on. I can't see anybody hating this, only maybe thinking that it's a bit boring if they don't really understand it. But I think that was definitely the best one of the year. So now let's go to the other side of the room and check out the worst ones this year. Yes, I think this fuck sign is going to be more prominent when we're reviewing bad movies. First of all, we got to give the award for the best So Bad It's Good movie. Movies that were so shitty that I actually enjoyed them. So it almost happened that 47 Meters Down 2 won this. It was so close, with that screaming fish and the talking people underwater and everything. It was really a hootin' and a holler, but sadly, one movie came that actually topped that, and that was The Fanatic. And since this is going to be the next movie we're doing a full episode review on, I'm not going to say much about it, but are going to be analyzing the shit out of this movie in the next full episode. Still coming out in January, so you don't want to miss that one. Now let's get to the shit show. Itsy Bitsy was maybe the worst pathetic excuse of a spider horror movie that I have ever seen in my fucking life. It was just boring and turned into some sort of a emotional coming of age drama when you were actually expecting a movie about spiders. Jesus, people. After was probably the most horrible take on a romantic movie this entire decade, maybe. Ma held a lot of expectations, but the performances and the plot were just so mediocre that it just didn't leave any kind of a good impact. It was quite a shit show. Pet Sematary remake. Not a good remake. Stick with the 80s original. This one was totally started very promising, but ended in a really boring, stupid jump scare fest that had practically nothing to do with the source material. Let's go on. Greta. It is every Lifetime movie is more fun than Greta. And you had like two of my favorite actresses in this, and you still didn't manage to carry a proper movie. Like Greta was horribly boring. Charlie's Angels could have been good if we hadn't took the woke version of the whole thing. I'm a big fan of the Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu version, and this one didn't even come close. This one was just sad. Oh yes, I have yet to see Cats, but I'm saving that for a full episode next year. Us by Jordan Peele. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I fell asleep during the last 20 minutes. That's how bored I was. I really felt it was just bloated with symbolism that really felt like the movie was trying to be so much smarter than it was actually wanting to be. And it just felt so drawn out and so too long. Compared to Get Out, it seriously sucked balls. And the worst movie of the year is none other than The Haunting of Sharon Tate. And I already made a 40-minute video about why that movie is just so horrendously awful. 2019 was very nice. I actually got to make my own movie, which I'm not putting on this list. And I hope things keep going well in 2020 and that we will finally be making a bit more full episodes. Last year was really a bit pathetic on our part, only bringing out 5 altogether, which is quite sad. But I already got the script almost down for The Fanatic, so that will be happening very soon. I just needed a bit to like develop in the city and stuff, but things will be coming around. So without further ado, guys, let's fast forward a couple of days in the future and check out the way we celebrated into. Let's check out the way we're going to celebrate into 2020. Hello, Voiders. Don't I look ultra fashionable today? We are going to a party in North Hollywood for New Year's. It's already 10:30. We're very late. But that's the way we are. Simple.
All I know is you want me. Gonna be a fire that puts her in a whirl. Some say she's crazy, some say she's not so bad. I say she's crazy. Everything he needs. All I know is he's love is only strong. But it's
Merci. Hanging with Frenchie at this party.
Happy almost 2020.
Yes.
I have to drink.
Guys, we're like what? 35 minutes away.
Yeah, 35 minutes away.
We're almost, a decade is
Over. In Europe, the decade when your decade has already started. Yeah.
we are ready for 2020.
We're at a party where there's an actual tree house. It's beautiful. A tree house.
There is ein Baumhaus. Baumhaus.
Yes.
Mein
Mine.
Herz brennt für dich.
My heart burns for you.
It's a song about heartburn.
That's what Tums are for.
Exactly.
You don't know how much Tums I eat in a day. Like at least 10.
Frenchie, we gotta move over here.
Fröhliches neues Jahr.
So there's these weird ass chips going around. Horseradish flavored. Oh my god!
He's cool. His world famous magicians come in for free. Like you have to say like magic words in a bookcase all this. Only
Dominic is just
Dominic is dominating the kitchen.
Somebody else's house.
Yeah,
I'm a stoner. Yeah.
he doesn't even live here. And look at what kind of a nice guy he is.
It's not like you get into the deep.
He doesn't even live here. That's who I am.
Potential every day, that's how I roll. You don't even look at me, cause I'm a motherfucking troll. You don't care, you don't see me. I don't give a fuck living life, that's how we be.